Hello, let's talk about K-pop. K-pop is everywhere. Right now, a K-pop song is likely trending in London, selling out a stadium in Los Angeles, or topping the chart in Sydney. It's a multi-billion-dollar empire. But what if I told you the entire industry almost dead before it even began? April 11, 1992, three young men named Seo Taiji and Boys walked onto a South Korean talent show. They were wearing baggy clothes and baseball caps. The music started a wild mix of rap and heavy beats. Judges, they looked confused. They gave them the lowest score of the night and told them their music was weird. But the judges were wrong. They were not just watching a bad performance, they were watching the birth of cultural revolution. After that night, everything changed, but it needed a leader to turn that spark into a flame. Entered Lee Soo-man. Now, who is he? Think of him as the architect of K-pop. He was a former singer himself, but he had a much bigger vision. He founded a company called S.E.S Entertainment. He realized that the youth didn't want old-fashioned slow song anymore. They wanted energy, passion, and movement. Lee Soo-man didn't just want to find talent, he wanted to create it. He developed a system to find young kids with potential and train them to be perfect. In 1996, he launched his first masterpiece, H.O.T, which stands for High Five of Teenagers. This was the official start of the first generation. H.O.T had it all, the look, the dance, and the massive fan club. Soon after, he debuted the first legendary girl group S.E.S, named after the three members C, Yugen, and Shu. Lee Soo-man proved that the music could be a massive, organized business. He laid the foundation for every group you love today. But how does a group become that perfect? This is where Lee Soo-man's system really shines. Enter the training system. Unlike Western artists who might get discovered on social media, K-pop stars are often chosen as kids. They become trainees. Think of it like a professional sport academy. They spend years of sometimes 5 or 10 years living in a dome and practicing for 15 hours a day. They study vocals, dance, acting, and even foreign languages. By the time they debut, they are not just singers, they are elite performers. When you see a K-pop group dance, every finger, every step, and every glance is perfectly timed. It's not a luck, it's a year of hard work. For a long time, K-pop was mostly popular in Asia. But in the late 2000s, the Korean wave started to move west. Groups like Big Bang and Girls' Generation began to get noticed. But the real Big Bang for the West happened in 2012. One man in tuxedo, a catchy beat, and a horse dance, PSY Gangnam Style, became the first YouTube video to hit 1 million views. It broke the internet, but more importantly, it broke the language barriers. It provided the world that you didn't need to understand every word to feel the vibe. It opened the doors for the legends we know today. Today we are in a new era. BTS didn't just win fans, they built a global family. They showed the world that music can be about mental health, self-love, and social change. They became the first Korean act to hit number 1 on the US Billboard charts. And then you have a BLACKPINK. They redefined what it means to be a global icon. They blended high fashion with powerful energy, becoming the most followed girl group on the planet, from headlining Coachella to collaborate with the biggest fashion stars. They've proven that K-pop isn't just a genre, it's a global lifestyle. So when we decode the success of K-pop, what do we find? It's a story of resilience from a failed talent show performance to ruling the world stage. It's a system started by visionaries like Lee Soo-man that turned dream into a global reality. But I want to hear from you. Which group story should I decode next? And who was the artist that made you fall in love with K-pop? Let me know in the comment below. I am Nishi and I will see you in the next decode.